So welcome back, everyone. This is Bill. So here in the Philippines, November 1 is typically celebrated at the cemetery, right? So families will gather and they'll come around, and just like all Filipinos, we also gather here where my wife's dad and Kuya is stored, I guess. But so it's kind of a tradition. You know, Halloween and trick-or-treating isn't such a deal out here. TikTok and, you know, the internet, you know, made it so kids want to dress up and go Halloween. And the celebrities do it too, so. But most of the time, it's just, I'm going to turn the camera around so you can see where I'm walking. It's just families getting together, and they take time out to remember their dead, right? So it's remembering the dead, exactly as it sounds. Now, sometimes the weather's good, sometimes it's not so good. So we can see here today that it's a little overcast. That's the Philippines for you. We've been out here when it's brutally hot. We've been out here when it's extremely rainy. So you get what you get. Now, we're lucky because my wife gets to park here. Normally during events like this, the cemetery here closes out and doesn't allow traffic inside. And that's for safety reasons, right? So that's how it goes. What's that? Wait. So we're kind of lucky, but we donate a lot to this facility, and you know, water and other things. And you know, we've always been a friend to this private cemetery here, so we always get a lot of perks, I guess is what you call it in the Philippines. But it's kind of interesting because, you know, the family traditions out here. Now, I don't want to say that in the U.S. they don't do this, right? So they always have Memorial Day for the veterans, and they have other services out there for when, for remembering the dead. But out here, it's an actual family affair. Everyone gets together. Everyone knows that on November 1, they're going to come out here, have a church service like they have here, or they're going to do some other kind of remembrance, right? And you don't have to be rich, you know, or poor. Now, a lot of people aren't here. Now, this is a private cemetery, so if you've been interned or buried here, your family has a little bit of money as far as things go out here in the province. But the traditional Filipino value of remembering the dead is something that is very prevalent. My wife gets really excited about, you know, cooking food, and this year I made sure that the mausoleum, which we built about 7 years ago, got updated and a fresh coat of paint this year. If you watched my video from last year, you can tell that it's, you know, it's a different color, right? So my wife picked the color, I let her deal with all of that. So, you know, the family stuff is something, when you're marrying a Filipino, you might not quite expect as much as you get in the United States. But it's nice to see that the people out here will get together, they will remember their family, and traditional values have not died. You know, and it's not just the family values out here, it's also everyone out here today is, you know, excited, but they're also tired because they've been prepping and setting up their tents, and for a lot of people, space is limited, and you have to really work with your neighbors out here. And the Filipinos do that, you know, out of respect for the dead, but they just do it actually naturally. You know, they've been coming out here for years, and they know who's on the plot next to them and what family's there. And they have a pretty good respect for each other's space. But it can still get to be kind of crowded. Now, during this event this year, but like all times, there's a gun ban, so, and there's no drinking here as well, so they try to limit any conflicts that people might have. But traditionally, everything out here is done really respectful. There's not a lot of issues, especially around remembering and respecting the dead. So, you know, some of these traditions that you find out here in the Philippines, you might be surprised, or it might shock you that November 1, so many people just know that this is the time that they come together and remember their family. Now, I'm going to add some video here at the end. I didn't bring my drone this year just because the weather wasn't all that clear. Hey, Ninong, musta?
Yes, okay.
Still vlogging.
Si Bill, ilaan ako sa kasalminan ko.
Oh, sandali ah. That interruption, guys. This is my Ninong,
Hi!
and she wanted to say hi. So
Hi!
they happen to be my neighbors. Their family Muslim is right next to ours. So it's one of those things. But yeah, I didn't bring the drone out today because the weather. And I'll do some more clips later. But it's an interesting tradition out here. One I've never experienced in the U.S. and I've experienced for the last 10 years out here. 10 years I've been here now. And it's just part of being married to a Filipina. And regardless of the family drama and or crisis, because we're a large family of 10, so there's always somebody arguing with somebody. So we kind of schedule around things and we make sure it works out that everyone gets to spend some time here and remember their loved ones. So stand by a couple seconds and you'll get some video later. Until next time, 2 seconds. I put also my
Ay,
YouTube.
pinasulat ko siya. Dadali ko nga dapat.
Para maging maganda ang usapan basta sa
You vlog
susunod.
or just only
Pag ikaw
Facebook?
yung magpapabarangay ng may utang, pag nagbayad, huwag mong tatanggapin ng personal. Kundi pumunta kayo sa barangay, ire-record kasi ng barangay yon. Ngayon,